Yo, what's up? Darko here, founder of Alpha Trading. In today's video, we're going to be talking all about breathing and how it affects absolutely everything that we do. Let's go. What's up everyone, Darko here, and today I'm with special guest out here in Carlsbad, Dr. Meghan Helwig, Doctor of Physical Therapy.
Yes,
How are you doing?
I am good.
Good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
So, first of all, this is the most jacked female you'll ever see on this channel. I mean, look how jacked she is. She's more jacked than me. So, do you want to share with them some tips on breathing? So, the reason why I've got this and I'm here in Carlsbad is because I've been working out with Dr. Meghan, and she's been teaching me anatomy and the power of breathing and how it affects absolutely everything in the body. So could you just elaborate on that and talk about why that's important?
So if you think about it, the first thing we do when we're born is what? We breathe. Over time, stress, anxiety, asthma, injuries, whatever it may be, we alter our breathing pattern. So I say 99.9% of us have a diaphragm issue. So any client that ever comes to me with pain, dysfunctional movement patterns, I'm going to be looking at breathing. And that's kind of what we did when we were breaking out what's going on with him and just different movement things, lifting, whatever it may be. And a lot of times I'll find faulty movement patterns.
Yeah.
You'll see people, if you had a history of anxiety, stress, working in a stressful environment, we start to get more of a shallow breathing. We start using our upper traps.
Yeah, so could you demonstrate that? That'd be cool. So just demonstrate like all the breathing stuff.
When you take a deep breath in, ideally what I would want to see is diaphragm filling, a little lateral expansion. So when you breathe in here, you want to see lateral expansion and then filling into the back. A lot of times you'll see people take a breath and go, or here. It's like their upper traps are their primary respiratory muscle, which shouldn't be the case. So if you have times when, chronic neck tightness, shoulder issues, even low back, hip, even down to the foot, I'm going to go back to the diaphragm. So that's kind of what we started looking at today. Retraining, can you actually breathe? And if you ever see any of my lifts or whatever, I actually 1, 2, 3, 4, and can I breathe into those 4 quadrants? And try to then, once you breathe into them, also maintain intra-abdominal pressure, which is going to be the second part.
So is this breathing the same as yogis, all the yoga stuff, or is it different?
Depends on who's teaching, I think. It all depends. I mean, ideally, diaphragmatic breathing, it's not a belly breath where you're pushing your belly out. You want to be able to get the belly to relax. Everybody, and a lot of women and some men, don't want their belly feeling like it's hanging out. You don't want to look bigger, but I don't care. If I'm going to lift more, I'm okay with it filling and being like a symmetrical and cylindrical fill. I want to see filling in all quadrants, and you'll see a rise and a nice dome, but you don't want to be pushing it out. So there's a little bit of a difference between belly breathing and the stomach pushing out versus a nice cylindrical fill.
Okay, so is that why people get injured, because they don't know how to breathe?
It could be.
Okay.
It could start a cycle, and a lot of, like we were talking about earlier, people that come in and say, oh, this started hurting out of nowhere. Well, it probably wasn't out of nowhere. It's probably a cycle over time that's been going on, but now your body's like, okay, I can't handle this faulty pattern anymore. Like someone goes to pick something up and their back goes out, but when they went to go pick it up, did they actually hinge and like lower?
So do that again.
So if someone goes to pick something up, did they actually properly hinge and kind of lower to pick something up, or did they kind of tilt and just like drop down and now you just lost midline here? Ideally, I want to see here more hinging and then lowering to pick something up.
Huh. So the correct way is to do it.
So
you do it in slow motion.
So it's almost like sometimes if you see people with more of a sway back, anterior tilt, I'm going to get them, pull this together, centrate here, breathe into here. Now you're set. Now I can bow and start to pick something up versus breaking.
And that's what so many women do this.
Yep, and why do you think their low back hurts all the time? They're using it really well. They're using it too much instead of here.
Oh, look what we got. We got a helicopter right now. Hey, what's up? What's up? So, sorry to interrupt. The helicopter's being a bit rude right now. What's going on?
So, no, the biggest thing is sometimes when our body hurts, what hurts might be what's working well. It's just working too hard. And you need to fix those missing links, like
Right.
breathing, core. Sometimes they're not so sexy exercises, but it's the ones that are going to turn you more sexy when you can actually stabilize properly and then lift the heavier weights.
So, okay, so people watching this right now, whoever's watching it right now, is probably wondering, how did you get so jacked?
Picking a lot of heavy things up. No.
and what? Okay, so what's your advice? I guess a better question is, what's your advice to women who are, most women don't work out, as you know, very well, I'm sure. So what's your advice to the woman watching this who, feels like something's missing in her life? She wants to, like, even men too, man. Men can get value from this, but what's your take on lifting?
Lifting? I
for
mean,
general health.
When I look at it, like, if I look at a barbell or something, like, that's my life on the bar. That's going to give me more confidence. If I can lift that up, I can overcome so many other different things. So I almost translate or think about life when I work out too. It's like you're pushing through. When something gets hard, I don't quit. You work through it. But knowing that if you're scared to start working out, you start simple. I mean, even just starting with breathing, because that's what I start with everyone. People will be surprised how much easier just everyday activities become when we breathe properly.
Right. So
if they don't know where to start at all, start with breathing. Reach out to me, and we can talk or whatever, and find something, and make sure it's something you love. If you don't enjoy it, why are we going to do it? The reason I lift, I mean, I went from field hockey and swimming, then triathlons, and then CrossFit, because that's what, I was driven to, or the competitive nature, but I had to switch it up. You get bored sometimes. It shouldn't feel like a chore.
How did lifting change your life? Were you always this confident?
No. I mean, I'm an introvert, huge introvert, but people wouldn't think that when I'm out teaching or in front of crowds. It gave me a confidence. I was very shy, very insecure. We all have things that we're uncomfortable about and uncomfortable in our own skin. And until I started realizing my inner strength and putting that on the bar, then you started to see a change in my external strength too, and gave me a whole new confidence, a whole different outlook on life too.
So any last tips for anyone watching? We've got men and women aged between like 20 and 40 years old mainly.
I mean, biggest thing is when you get stressed, when life gets difficult, stop for a second and take a breath. But look at how you breathe. If you look down and you take that breath, are you moving here or are you moving here? If you want to just down regulate your system and kind of calm it down, like you might be in pain and all you can handle at that moment is breathing. And that's totally fine, but just trying to get a proper breath in, and then we build from there. And then you can take it, and like even for you, like think of how much weight you're leaving on the bar.
Oh, that's right there.
Because if you can stabilize and be in the proper form, you can lift so much more weight.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. So, where can people find out more about you?
So if you're on Instagram, it's Primal Strength Doc, or primalstrengthpt.com. You can email me through there.
Okay, awesome.
So.
Dr. Meghan Helwig, if you're in Carlsbad, San Diego, come out, check her out. She's here in the CrossFit gym, and it's sick. It's sick, trust me. If you like all the gymnastic type of training, CrossFit stuff, like, more mobility, come check her out in Carlsbad, California.
Yes.
All right, see you guys later. Next one. Peace.
Tony, how you make that money?